Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to basically take a complex topic and really boil it down for you.
Make it actionable.
Exactly. And today, we're tackling something huge, your credit score. It sounds dry, maybe, but it's incredibly powerful.
Oh, it's the golden key, really. Forget vanity scores. This is about actual money in your pocket. Or, well, money saved.
Right. Lower interest rates on loans, getting approved in the first place.
Huge differences. We're talking maybe 5 figures saved on a car loan, potentially 6 figures over the life of a mortgage. It adds up fast.
So our mission today is clear. Give you the blueprint. We're pulling from, the solid foundations, but also the latest 2025 hacks.
The goal. A real score spike, maybe 50, maybe even 100 points in just a few months. Then locking that in for good.
And the timing is critical. Things have shifted. As of 2024, something like 71% of Americans have a good score or better. That's, 670 plus?
Yep, 670 and up. The baseline is higher. And lenders, they're getting smarter, faster. New models are coming online.
AI-driven models you mentioned.
Exactly, like FICO 10T. That's a big one people need to know about. It looks beyond just your credit cards and loans.
How so?
It actually weighs your banking data more heavily. Things like paying rent on time, utilities, stuff that didn't used to count as much.
Interesting. So you need to know how to feed that model what it wants to see.
Precisely. It's about being strategic now.
Okay. So for this deep dive, we've looked at a bunch of sources, foundational principles, new strategies, even advice from big names like Suze Orman, Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, some contrasting views in there too, which is good. Makes you think.
Definitely. But first things first, before the hacks, let's just quickly define what we're actually talking about, the score itself.
Right, the basics. Think of it like your financial report card. It's basically a number, usually FICO, ranging from 300, which is low, up to 850, which is stellar.
And it predicts. What exactly?
How likely you are statistically to pay back borrowed money, or, well, technically how likely you are to be 90 days late on a payment in the next 24 months.
Okay, and the data comes from?
The 3 main credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. They collect the info, FICO provides the scoring model, more or less.
So once you get that, it's just a formula based on data.
It becomes less scary. You can actually start working the numbers.
All right, let's break down that FICO formula. You call them the 5 kingmakers because they really determine everything, but not equally.
Not at all. That's the crucial part. Weighting matters. The absolute biggest chunk, the kingmaker. Payment history, a whopping 35%.
35%, just on whether you paid on time.
Basically, yeah. Did you pay your bills when they were due? It's almost binary. Late pays hurt, on time pays help. Simple, but massive impact.
So one slip up, like a 30-day late payment, can really tank a huge part of your score potential.
It can. And those late payments, they stick around on your report for 7 years.
Ouch. 7 years.
But here's the slightly better news. The sources say the negative impact fades over time, especially if you build a strong record of on-time payments afterwards. It's not a life sentence.
Okay, that's good to know. So if payment history is king at 35%, what's next?
The queen, maybe? Amounts owed, also known as credit utilization. That's right behind at 30%.
30%, wow. So combined, that's 65% of the score right there.
Huge. And utilization trips a lot of people up. It's basically the ratio of how much credit you're using compared to how much credit you have available.
Right. So if I have a $10,000 limit across all my cards and my statement closes showing a $4,000 balance.
Boom. You're at 40% utilization. Even if you paid off in full a week later, that 40% is what gets reported for that month.
And that's seen as risky.
Yeah, it signals you might be overextended, relying too much on credit. Lenders get nervous.
So what's the target then? Under 30%.
Under 30% is the standard advice, kind of the minimum, but honestly, the real sweet spot where you see the best scores is way lower, like 1% to 10%.
1 to 10%, so barely using it.
Exactly. It shows you don't need the credit, you just use it strategically. Very powerful signal.
Okay, 35% payments, 30% utilization. What makes up the rest?
The weights drop off quite a bit now. Next up is length of credit history at 15%.
The age factor. Older is better.
Generally, yes. It's about the average age of all your accounts. Older accounts show stability, a longer track record. That's why closing your oldest credit card can sometimes hurt your score.
Right, even if you don't use it much. Okay, 15%. Then...
And we have 2 smaller slices, both at 10%. First is credit mix.
Meaning different types of credit.
Yep. Lenders like to see you can manage both revolving debt, think credit cards, lines of credit, and installment debt, which is loans with fixed payments like a mortgage, car loan, student loan.
Do you need a lot of each?
No, not necessarily. But having a mix is generally better than having only one type. Shows versatility.
Makes sense. And the final 10%.
That's new credit. This looks at how recently and how often you've applied for new credit.
So opening lots of cards quickly is bad.
Can be, yes. Each time you apply, it usually results in a hard inquiry on your report. Too many of those in a short period looks like you might be desperate for credit, which raises a flag. Spacing out applications is key.
Okay, that's the formula. 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. Before we get to the quick fixes, how do people check this stuff? I know we have a right to see our reports.
Absolutely critical. You can get your full credit reports from all three bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, for free every single week now.
Every week. Wow. Where?
The official site is annualcreditreport.com. Use it. Check for errors. See what's being reported. You have the right to dispute mistakes under the Fair Credit Reporting Act.
Good advice. And Suze Orman's take on this basic math.
She nails the big two, basically. Make all payments on time, no excuses, and reduce your spending. That hits payment history and utilization 65% of your score right there.
Solid foundation. But let's shift gears. People often need a score boost fast. Maybe they're apartment hunting, need a car loan, ASAP. Where are the quick wins, the 30 to 90-day accelerators?
Right. Moving from theory to action. These are moves that can genuinely bump your score, sometimes significantly, like 50, even 100 points if you're starting low, within 1 to 3 billing cycles.
Okay, let's hear them. Number 1.
Number 1, automate on-time payments. Seriously. Protect that 35% payment history score factor like gold. Set up autopay.
For the full balance, or minimum.
At least the minimum payment on everything. That prevents the devastating 30-day late mark. Ideally, autopay the full statement balance if you can to avoid interest, but minimum protects the score itself. Missing a payment hurts way more than carrying a balance for a month.
Got it. And you had a hack for beginners here.
Yeah, a smart way to build history and maybe get rewards, pay your regular monthly bills, phone, streaming, maybe utilities if they allow it with a credit card. Then set up autopay from your checking account to pay that credit card bill in full each month.
Ah, so you're generating payment history on the card without carrying debt.
Exactly, double win. Okay. Number 2, /utilization. This is often the fastest way to see a jump because it's 30% of the score and updates monthly.
So pay down the balances. But you mentioned timing is crucial. It's not just the due date.
Correct. This is key. You need to pay the balance down before your statement closing date. That's the date the card issuer reports your balance to the bureaus.
Not the payment due date.
For utilization purposes, the due date is almost irrelevant. Let's say your statement closes on the 15th, but the payment isn't due until the 5th of next month. If you want that low utilization reported, get the balance down by the 14th.
Wow. Okay, so paying it down just before the statement closes is the trick.
That's the trick for a rapid boost.
Yeah.
Going from, say, 30% utilization down to 5% can give you a 30, 40, maybe 50-point jump in just one cycle, like 30 days.
That's huge. And aligns with Suze Orman again. Don't carry high balances. But the timing is the secret sauce.
It really is. Number 3, dispute errors ruthlessly. Go through those free credit reports from annualcreditreport.com with a fine-tooth comb.
Looking for what? Ghosts?
Pretty much. Wrong late payments, accounts that aren't yours, duplicate debts, incorrect balances. Errors are surprisingly common.
And if you find one?
Dispute it. Formally, with the credit bureau reporting it, they have a legal obligation, usually 30 to 45 days, to investigate. If they can't verify it, they have to remove it.
And technology can help now, right? Things like Credit Sesame.
Yeah, some services use AI to help scan for potential errors, which is handy for 2025, can save you some manual digging.
Okay, what's number 4 for a quick boost?
This one's powerful, especially for people with thin files or no credit history. Piggyback as an authorized user.
Piggyback. How does that work?
You get someone with excellent credit, usually a trusted family member, to add you as an authorized user to one of their established, well-managed credit cards.
And that helps my score.
Yes. Their positive payment history and low utilization on that card often gets reported to your credit file, potentially giving you a significant boost, sometimes 50 points or more almost instantly.
Sounds like a loophole.
What's the catch?
Is there risk for the person adding me?
Good question. The main risk is behavioral. If you run up debt on their card, it hurts them. Adding you doesn't inherently hurt their score if the account stays perfect. But the big caution, their financial discipline becomes yours. If they mess up on that card later, it tanks your score too. Choose your piggyback partner wisely.
Okay, requires trust. What's number 5? You mentioned this relates to the new scoring models.
Right. Number 5, unlock hidden credit with boosts. This is where things like Experian Boost come in. It's free, you link your bank account, and it scans for on-time payments for things like utilities, streaming services, sometimes even rent.
And gives you credit for them.
Yes, it feeds that positive payment data directly into your Experian file, potentially boosting your score, especially with models like FICO 10T that look for this stuff.
What about rent specifically? That's a big expense.
Yeah, historically, renters got zero credit benefit. But now services like Self offer rent reporting. They verify and report your on-time rent payments to potentially all 3 bureaus. Sources say it can add maybe 15 to 26 points. Huge for the 40% of Americans who rent.
That is a game changer. Okay, one more quick win.
Number 6, secure a starter card. This is purely for people with absolutely no credit history. It's like credit card training wheels.
How does it work?
You put down a cash deposit, say $200 or $300. That deposit typically becomes your credit limit. You use the card for small purchases, maybe $20, $30 a month, keeping utilization under 10-15%, and pay the balance off in full every single month.
And then?
After maybe 6 to 12 months of perfect payments, the issuer will often graduate you to a regular unsecured credit card and refund your deposit. You've successfully launched your credit journey.
Okay, 6 solid accelerators. Great for the short term. But what about keeping that score high for decades? Building a fortress.
Right, shifting from sprints to the marathon. Long-term mastery is about habits. First, cultivate length and mix. We talked about account age being 15% of the score.
So don't close old cards.
Exactly. Even if you don't use them often, keep them open. Maybe put a tiny recurring charge on them, like Netflix or Spotify, pay it off automatically. Just keep them active. That anchor of age helps your score stability.
And the mix part. Adding installment loans.
Yeah, as your finances mature, naturally incorporating some installment debt helps that 10% credit mix factor. Doesn't have to be a huge loan. You can even get small credit builder loans specifically designed for this. Some services offer like a $750 line you pay back over time for maybe $20 a month. That diversifies your profile.
Interesting. What about more advanced strategies? Anything new for 2025?
For people with already good scores, say 720 or higher, there's a strategy gaining traction called credit stacking. It's a bit more complex.
Okay.
It involves strategically opening maybe 2 or 3 credit cards that offer 0% introductory APR on purchases or balance transfers. You leverage these offers to maximize rewards, potentially shift existing debt to avoid interest temporarily, and maybe even invest the cash you've freed up.
So, kind of like ethical arbitrage. Using the bank's own offers against them.
Sort of, yeah. It requires discipline and careful tracking, definitely not for beginners. But it can maximize capital efficiency if done right.
This really brings up those different philosophies about debt and credit scores, doesn't it? Like Dave Ramsey versus Suze Orman.
Absolutely. It's a fundamental disagreement. Dave Ramsey famously hates debt. He basically says a high credit score just means I love debt, and you should focus solely on becoming debt-free.
He sees the score as irrelevant if you have no debt.
Largely, yes.
Yeah.
His philosophy is avoid the game altogether. Though he does acknowledge you probably need a decent score for a mortgage, advising people to build it through responsible living, not by relying on credit products.
But Suze Orman takes a very different view.
Completely. She's all about using the system strategically. She argues that financial freedom requires access to the cheapest possible capital, and to get those rock-bottom interest rates that save you serious money.
You need a great score.
Exactly. She says you need a seriously great FICO of at least 740 to land the best deals. It's about leverage and making your money work harder for you.
So Ramsey says avoid the tool, Orman says master the tool.
Pretty much. Our take? Maybe blend them. Build the score using responsible habits, aiming for Orman's high score, but maintain Ramsey's focus on minimizing unnecessary debt. Use the score as a tool, not a lifestyle.
Good perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you lean Ramsey or Orman, there are definitely pitfalls everyone needs to avoid for long-term score health, like closing old cards.
Yes, big mistake. We mentioned it hurts your length of history, but it also instantly increases your overall credit utilization because your total available credit just dropped. Double whammy.
What's the alternative if you don't want the...
See if you can downgrade it to a no annual fee version from the same issuer. Keeps the account history alive without the cost.
Smart. Another pitfall. Applying for too much credit at once.
Right, that application anxiety we talked about. Slamming out 5 or more applications in a short time can definitely lower your score due to multiple hard inquiries. The fix. Look for pre-qualification tools banks offer. They often use a soft pull, which doesn't hurt your score, to estimate your approval odds first.
Good tip. And one more warning, especially relevant now.
Security. Fraud. With AI scams getting more sophisticated in 2025, identity theft is a huge risk. The best defense. Freeze your credit reports.
At all 3 bureaus.
Yes. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, it's free to do now, by law. A freeze prevents anyone, including thieves, from opening new credit accounts in your name. You can temporarily thaw it when you need to apply for credit yourself. It's essential protection.
Absolutely crucial. Okay, wrapping up, let's revisit those titans for final lifelong maintenance tips. Suze Orman emphasizes.
Checking your reports regularly, like quarterly. She constantly hammers home that your payment history, paying bills on time, is the single biggest factor.
And Dave Ramsey's practical advice? Even if he dislikes scores.
His advice boils down to pay off your debt, avoid adding new debt. While his goal isn't score optimization, his popular debt snowball method naturally boosts scores over time by paying off debts and freeing up credit lines, which lowers utilization.
So the lifelong strategy is ongoing vigilance.
Totally. Review Score's monthly free apps like Credit Karma or Wallet Hub are fine for tracking trends. Stick to a budget. The 50-30-20 rule, needs, wants, savings, and debt, is a popular framework. And crucially, build an emergency fund. Cash savings prevent you from relying on high-interest debt when unexpected expenses hit.
And keep the big picture in mind. The payoff.
Visualize it. That 750-plus score isn't just a number. It translates into real wealth building. Saving $100,000 on a mortgage over 30 years because you qualified for a lower rate. That's legacy building stuff. That's financial freedom architected over time.
So it's a combination, isn't it? Some quick, aggressive moves up front, especially with utilization.
Absolutely. Fix the big weights first.
Followed by long-term discipline habits. It's not just about the score itself, but the doors it opens.
The freedom it buys you. You really do hold the keys. You know the formula, the hacks, the philosophies.
You got the map now.
Now you just need to navigate the terrain.
Okay, so here's our final thought for you, the listener. We've talked about quick wins. Given how high interest rates are right now, making a good score even more valuable. Pick one quick win from that list we covered.
Just one to start.
Maybe it's setting up auto pay. Maybe it's paying down a card balance before the statement closes next month. Maybe it's signing up for Experian Boost.
Or pulling your reports to look for errors.
Whatever it is, pick one thing you could do today or this week. Track it. See the impact. You have the map. Now go conquer the terrain.